I'll give Twitter credit. They come online first. I don't know. It's like 20 seconds for YouTube and 40 seconds for Rumble, but Twitter, it's like instantaneous for some reason. I don't know. There's no delay. And maybe there's supposed to be a delay. Maybe Twitter's like the one not doing it right. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to start in a minute. I'm still like kind of setting up here. Putting the thumbnails on and stuff. I gotta find a way to do it like by default. If I sound far away, I'm not behind the mic yet. I'm like, when I have these cameras set up, I have to put my arm in like an awkward position to control the mouse and keyboard. It's like hooked around the stands for the cameras. I guess I could, let me try. No, I can't really. The microphone won't stretch any further. I was thinking maybe I could get the microphone over to this end of the desk, but no. I cannot. What do I do here? Kind of did things a little backwards. Not from your perspective. You won't notice it. Okay. That's everything. So how's everyone doing tonight? Day 8. So we said we'd finish this on day 7. We obviously didn't. We're up to 156 pieces out of 247. But if you ask me, it looks done. I don't know what's left to do. I know there's like a handle here. But the gun basically looks like a gun. Cocks and fires. I don't know what more you want. There's this piece, which I don't know if I really even understand what that piece does. Anyway, we'll continue. I think it says we left off at, it says 36, but what that really means is segment 3, panel 6. So let's see where that is. If you don't mind, I'm going to go check something. I just heard a ping. Might be my son. Hold on a second. It wasn't. And I'm probably going to ignore any more pings until the stream ends because it's this group text that I'm on. And it's kind of fun, but it's kind of spammy. Alright, so we did these 3. We did 4 and 5. Yeah. Alright, so here's 6. So that's 6. It's very busy. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it's only the top part. I'm not sure how to do this. Alright, let's start with just the top part. So this just top part will be 3-6, and then the bottom part will be 3-7. And then over here will be 3-8. Actually, that looks pretty cool. We're going to create a lot of pieces just by doing like this blank side. So we did this side yesterday. I don't know, it was like 15, 20 pieces, whatever it was. But it looks like whatever we're gonna do on this side is gonna be a lot more pieces, because we're just creating those like blank, fake, like bullets or whatever, and there's a lot to them. There's a lot of pieces going on there, I think. Let's take a closer look there. I think there's got to be a ×3 at some point, right? I don't see it. Install 3 sets. Okay, that's the ×3. I don't know. Somehow that X and a backwards E means ×3. Or maybe it's the install 3 sets. I don't know. But anyway, whatever's here is going to be ×3. But let's take it step by step. And by the way, what language is this? I guess it's Chinese. I don't know. It says made in China, so maybe it's Chinese. Alright, so D12 and E4. Slow and steady. We're just going to start with those two pieces. By the way, they're only one piece. I mean, the picture only shows one piece. It says D12E4, but there's only one piece. So I don't know what it's actually going to be. Let's find out. Let's see what we got here. D12 and E4. Well, this is the E sheet right here. Anything there? I got a 4. There it is. There's the 4. There's the E4. Does that actually say E4? That's the writing on this side? No. Is it upside down? Yes. E4. There's no arrow coming out of it. And it sure looks like it's underneath this other piece, but I'm pretty sure this piece is E4. I mean, it looks just like that piece in the picture. So then I don't know what D12 is going to be. It's going to be something. We'll find out in a minute, I guess. Alright. I was listening to Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich today. I actually only listened to the preface. But the fact that it said Think and Grow Rich, I just broke that piece. Hopefully D12 is a copy. If not, we're screwed. I don't know. Now I don't even feel like telling that Napoleon story. Anyway, I only listened to the first, just the preface. And since we got a Forerunner, I think about a month ago. We got it December 18th. It's now January 21st, so about a month ago. And I've been listening to audiobooks since we got it, just because it's the first time I have a car with CarPlay. So I'm just listening to audiobooks. I listened to Alice in Wonderland, Treasure Island, Wizard of Oz, Art of War, I don't know what. Anyway, today I started listening to that Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, but I only listened to the first, just the preface, none of the actual content. So I better not even say anything yet. Alright, so these D12s are the same piece. So we're supposed to build 3 of these things. So I guess one of them's going to be broken. Maybe all 3 of them are going to be broken. It's really tough to get out accordion pieces. And because this one has 4 attachments, it's I don't know how to get this piece out. I almost feel like, should I break the wood around it? Would that be a better strategy than trying to push it out? I don't know. It's going to be tough to get it out without breaking it. Especially that there's 2 of them right next to each other. It's well, I might break both of them while trying to take one of them out. I can't believe this. I'm spending all this time just trying to pop out a piece, because if I don't, it's going to break. Well, it's not a crucial piece. It's a decorative piece to put 3 bullets on the side, so maybe we'll only be able to put 1 bullet on the side. Or 2 bullets. Looks like we got this one out. A lot of crap on it, but we got it out. And maybe that broken one will be salvageable. I really don't know. So I'm actually going to increase the counter 1 more piece, because apparently we're doing 3 of these. So maybe we're going to build 3 all at once. And we're just going to count the pieces in triplicate as we go. I mean, that's how we started, so the reason it said D12 and E4 is the exact same piece has 2 different names. So obviously they're naming them by the board, not by some consistent counter. It's the D, every piece on the D board is named with a D, even if it's the exact same piece that's on an E board. Wow. Cannot get this piece out without breaking it. How's it going for you if you're following along? Probably a lot better. Usually most of the comments on the videos are like how people did better. But lately, if you can believe it, I've gotten some comments on the U-Gears pickup and the U-Gears dragster and the Roker luminous globe, asking like, how did you do this? How did you do that? That's amazing. Maybe it's because it's after Christmas. Kind of like, I remember online video games would be easier after Christmas because you would get the people who just got the game for Christmas, and then when you're playing against the people who play all year round, it's much tougher. So maybe the comments on videos are also nicer right after Christmas. All right, there's our 3 pieces. It looks like we're getting right to work with D9. So does that mean we need 6 D9s? I'm going to assume yes, which brings us to 165 pieces. I just punched the microphone if you heard a weird sound. Alright, so here's the D9s. There are in fact 6 of them. So let's punch them out. 2, 4, 6. And we're also going to try to salvage the piece that we broke. Well, look at that, we broke this one too. Or should we just attach it to another broken one? Like, do we want to have it 2 broken pieces? Do we want to have two of the 3 cartridges being slightly broken, or do we want to have put all the broken pieces into one section and just write that section off? Pretty sure that's how they do it in the business world. Like, all right, this thing's going to fail, you know, plunder its assets and load it up with write-offs. I think we were talking about that yesterday when we were talking about that Bank of Dave. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the way how things go, you know. That piece just... So there's only going to be 2 cartridges, I guess. I mean, I'll try to salvage that, but I don't see how it can be salvaged. All right, let's try the next one. Actually, I have an idea how to salvage it from the end that's not broken. Let's see if that's makes recoverable. Can't believe that even the circle piece broke. Like, I understand the... By the way, this is something. This is a Georgian cross or something like that. This is a symbol. This plus sign with the 4 corners. Well, so far this is a failure. I'm not getting these pieces in even on the non-broken ones, but I guess eventually it's going to work. Let's see here. Alright, let's take a close-up look here. You know, the pieces have been tight to get in all model long. So for this, yeah, it broke rather than go in. Wow. And it broke this too. Yeah, I just was going to say that it's kind of difficult to work with this. And difficult might be an understatement. Yeah, if I try to push this one in, it's going to break too. I don't know what's going on here. I have an idea, though, of something just to try. Alright, so these pieces don't go in because they're too fat. So I'm going to try squishing them. Alright, here's this piece. I'm going to squish it. Right, I squished it a little bit. Let's see if it goes in now. That worked. So, but now it doesn't want to stay in. Well, if I don't squish them, I'll just try to squish this one less. Like just enough to get it started. Because if you squish it too far, then it doesn't want to stay in. If you don't squish it at all, you can't even get it in. So you have to squish it just a little. Just enough to get it started. That's what I think anyway. That's my working theory. I guess let's see if it works. I'm pretty sure I'm about to break this piece because I cannot even achieve the curved angle that they want it to have. Alright. It went in. That often happens, like right when you're about to give up, suddenly it works. I think it's like a hack. I think it's like you give up and it gives up. The universe lets you in. It's probably what that is in that Napoleon Hill. I didn't read it yet or even listen. Alright, one side is in. Sorry if my hands were super close to the camera. Alright, so let's pinch the other side. But now I guess we're going to try to do 4 of these at once. That doesn't seem like it's something that's going to work. But I guess we're going to find out. Why do I not have the right number of pieces? Is one of them still stuck to the board here? I don't know. I must have dropped one. I broke one. Oh, I don't know. Where'd it go? All right, 4, 5. Okay, 6. All right. I have all the pieces. One of them, the one here. I couldn't find the one that was there in my hand. It's like when people looking for glasses that are on top of their head. I was looking for the piece that was in my hand. Wow. Might go in, might break. It's a very delicate piece. And I don't have the best track record with getting these things to go in. I watched a game today, CNN Marist. In case it doesn't make Sports Center, I'll just tell you. You can go to ESPN and watch the game-winning basket. It was an unintentional throw. Like the guard was trying to kick it out to the three-point shooter, which probably was going to lead to the game going into overtime. And instead, this like backup center who was playing because I think the starter fouled out, he was sprinting full speed, reached his hand backwards behind his head, caught the ball on the fly, switched to the, whatever. He basically made the basket. He basically, I don't know what he was planning. I don't know what the guard was planning, but he intercepted the ball and made the basket. So they won on kind of an accidental play. Just looking back at the instructions here for a second. Oh, it's 2 tracks. So we have to build on the top and build on the bottom and then put it together. Alright, so the bottom takes 4 pieces. 13, 14, 16, and 17. And I guess we have to times that by 4. Right? So that's 16 pieces. So 165 plus 16 is probably like 181. So 181, and we need a 13, 14, 16, and 17 4 times. And that'll finish this piece that we started. And then we're going to do like 3 more of them. So we weren't doing a really assembly line like we planned. But we need to get something done. Alright, the pieces are like all over the place. Alright, should I make like columns? Like that's a... What was that? That's a 13. This is a 14. I'm just going to line them all up. This is 16. Is that a 16? I can't make out what that says. Yeah, that's a 16. And that's a 17. So that's the first set. But I want to make like all 4 sets. And then I'll start building. I know I said that last time and then I didn't, but we're trying again. Alright, so these are 2 A17s. So the other 2 pieces must be A16s. And then we still need some 13s and 14s. So, what are we looking at here? 14. Is the 14 like smaller? I think it's a little bit smaller than the 13. 13's a little bit bigger. There's the 13s, there's the 14s. So over here are 2 more. 13 bigger, 14 smaller. The smaller one goes towards the inside. I guess it's like a shell, right? It's like the inside and the outside. Alright, so let's say we take a 16 and a 17. We're going to push them together. Now, which end goes into those 2 rings? Do we know? I think it's the 16 end. And it goes first into the 14 and second into the 13. That 14 was loose. Hopefully the 13 is tight. Yeah, it is. And then once this thing is built, then the whole structure goes into this other thing that we built. So that's pretty cool. Though I feel like there should be a ring out here. Otherwise it's going to pop out. Maybe there will be. Yes, A15. So let's grab 3 A15. So really you need A13 through 17. Because you do need the 15s. You just get to them a little bit later. Alright, there's the 15. There is a little bit of wiggle room on this. A little bit, not a lot. What were we talking about? The job? Well, in honor of the Think and Grow Rich book that I started to listen to today, I guess the next thing about the job will be to think positive. That's kind of easy if it's a creative job. Like, you try to envision the thing you're going to build, and then you build it. That's kind of like easy way to do it. All right, 3 more pieces. The 3 A15s brings us to 184. If it's a job, if you're an accountant, then you believe that you're going to get the books squared away. If you're a lawyer, then you believe you're going to win the case. If you're a stock trader, you believe you're going to make money, or that you're going to pick the right stocks. And somehow that's important, because if you don't believe, it's like somehow never going to happen. And I'm not sure that believing is the only thing needed to make it happen. I think you need a lot more than that. But it's at least, if you don't believe, it won't happen. So you have to at least start with believing. And then you believe, and then you make the actions that make sense for someone who's already successful. And then by doing that, you're setting yourself up for success. And then by doing that consistently over time, you're now gaining the experience and the know-how that you can't help but succeed. By the way, if you don't want to remember which is the inside, the 16 and which is the 15 or the 17, all you need to remember is that the one piece, the 15 goes on the short side, and the 2 pieces go on the long side. So if you look at this piece, there's like a short side and a long side. The 2 pieces go on the long side. I don't think that's surprising to anyone. Alright, so we built these little cartridges or whatever. Now we got to build the things that they go in. One of them, remember, is broken. But I think we can still get something useful out of it. But let's first go for the pieces that aren't broken. So, as I recall, our strategy was to kind of make sure that the ends are slightly tapered. It's going to help. Well, that one's more than slightly tapered. The last 2 are downright broken. And then we have to get in close and get this lined up. Try to push it in there without breaking it. Well, kind of stays together once you have both sides on, but when you only have one side on, it's tough to get it in, and then when you do get it in, it just falls right back out. This piece is now broken. That's official. And it's split. Considering how many pieces have broken on this puzzle, I think the manufacturer has like something to do with it. Or the designer. Now, I shouldn't say the manufacturer, because they could have manufactured exactly to the specs, and the design could have been where the flaw was. Basically, I've broken way more pieces on this puzzle than I normally do. So I feel like that was somehow part of the puzzle. Like, somehow it wasn't all my fault. That's how I feel anyway. It would be a shame to only get 2 of these cartridges on. But that might be the case because they're broken so badly. Alright. Did I say 2? I meant 1. 2 would at least show that it's a multiples. 1, wow. This thing is broken really bad. There's only going to be 1. It's only going to be 1 cartridge on the side. I'm sorry. I just broke them really bad. I mean, they no longer fold like accordion pieces. I'll put them through the rings, but they're going to be missing like the shells, which means they'll be like pretty stupid. Maybe I can get like 1 shell on just to give it some sort of skin. 1 piece of the skin on, I should say. Wow, now I can't even get it through here. Alright, so try to salvage this by getting a little of this skin on. Alright. Salvaged. I mean, it looks like horrible, but at least it's something. At least we can use the piece. I guess it'll be like battle worn. There'll be some story to why this looks the way it does. I don't know that story yet, but someone who looks at it with fresh eyes will interpret it a certain way, and then that will be the story. Writers should never write stories on the first day. Well, I'm saying that because I'm assuming that the writers are liars. Like, they're never going to come up with a lie on the first day. But if they just put out the evidence that they've, let's say, have, then the people will just look at it and tell you what they see, and whatever they see, that's your story. Because you're not going to convince them with some nonsense. Alright, let's salvage the next one. We got even less to work with on this one. But again, it'll just all be part of the story. Might not be half bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Both of them were salvaged. How about that? I mean, I shouldn't count my chickens before they're like fully hatched. But it's looking good so far. I just almost broke this whole thing. This 15 slid off, but somehow it didn't break. Video playback interrupted. Are you seeing the show? The video has been removed for violating YouTube's guidelines. That's so stupid. Okay, if you were watching on YouTube, the feed was interrupted. So I'll just upload the I'll just download from Rumble and upload to YouTube. That's one of the important reasons for simulcasting, because Twitter and YouTube is always taking down my streams for no reason. And then they ban me, which means that then my streams don't go up, and then the process of getting unbanned, who knows how long that'll take. I had this. Alright, I got it. Got it back. Okay. Alright. Almost. Alright. It's not gonna look perfect, but there it is. We got the 3 cartridges. Alright, what do we do with these things? Looks like we connect them. So we connect them, but like in a minute. First, we have to get D2, C4, and 6 C23s. So that's 8 pieces. Brings us to 192 pieces. All right. Where's D2? There it is. Yep, D2. And then we need C 23. No. Well, yes, we need 6 C23s, but C4 is this like main piece. And then we need the C23s, 6 of them. 1, 2. Sorry, you couldn't see what I was doing for a minute. I think I was. Anyway, there's D2, C4, and then the first 2 C23s. I think I'm a little shook with the whole YouTube taking down the video. It's like the 3rd time they're doing it. They know that I do models. I don't know why they keep taking them down. They keep pretending that it's like firearms and taking down the video, when really it's just, I mean, as you see, it's just a wooden model. Alright, where does this go? Down here. Alright, so the white, the sides of the pieces go perpendicular. I don't know, I'm just, that might not make sense what I just said, but it'll help me. Saying that is going to help me to get this piece on. Well, it's not going in. Same as yesterday. And then yesterday we picked this up and we tried to force it in and we broke some pieces. Yeah. I don't know. Look at that damage on that piece. So it obviously was not going in. I'm trying to reel this back a little bit so we can see it going in. I'm not sure that's going to help. Yeah, well, it went in. So, I don't know. But we got to do 6 more of these. I think starting them helps. So we're going to keep doing that. Oh, here's another one. If we get the 2 ends in, I think that'll help a lot towards getting the others in. But I don't think this is lined up. Maybe it is. Find out. If it goes in, it was lined up. If it breaks the piece, it wasn't. Alright, it went in. Even came out the other side. Which probably there's some point to that. So it came out the other side there. We're doing better than yesterday. So squeezing these ends does help. I just dropped a piece on the floor. Well, I think there's an extra C23, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. It's a very small piece, tough to spot. I'll probably show up tomorrow, and then I'll just add it to the scrap pile to be used whenever needed. Not going in. I have these 2 end pieces on. Right, so it has to be lined up. Alright, I got 3 in. The only one that hasn't went in, that didn't go in, is the one that I lost, dropped on the floor. So we're already better than yesterday. When we were doing a similar piece. So squeezing the ends helps. Come on. This one does not feel like it's going to go in. I'm trying to keep wiggling it, hoping it will catch. There we go. Got it. Alright. We might get all 6 of them. Maybe we should go and get another C23 just for the ego boost of getting all 6. Wow, I pinched that one so hard that the back came apart. Let's get that in ASAP. I think these ones go in a little different angle than the other ones. Alright. Would be nice to get one of these 2 up top in. 1, 2. Why I wiggle it with my finger is because I can get more feedback that way and hopefully get it started in the second layer, and then I push it with more strength using the wood because it protects my fingers. Yeah, that piece is destroyed. Alright, so I think that's as far as that's going to go. And now we have to attach the 3 rounds. Alright, so let's put one back here. There we go. Alright. Well, we got one of them in pretty easy, but now they seem like they don't line up. Alright. This one's going to go in. Or maybe it's going to break. I don't know. Half of it's in. Let's see what the other half does. I feel that it's in. Yeah. Alright. Were we doing this correctly? Yeah, I think we were. Because if we were doing it on the wrong side, that would really suck. But I think we were doing it on the right side. The correct side. Come on. Get in there. I don't have either side in on this last one. Wow, that's so far off. So when you have the full like accordion piece wrapping around that shell piece, it becomes easy to attach it. But when you only put a little bit on, it's tougher to get the end pieces, which are the pieces that are attached. It's tougher to get them to line up and stay lined up. But they look fine once they're in, which I'll show you in a minute. So we severely broke one of these. Basically, one of these we did correct. Oh, I put 2 of them in upside down, but it doesn't really matter. So one of them we didn't break. One we broke severely, and one we broke partially. Which is the severely broken one? This middle one is the severely broken one. But from a certain angle, I mean, they all look fine. Alright, now I think we have to attach it to the main part of the gun. Yeah. Let's call that 37. Alright, so let's attach that. I wonder if that YouTube was like not working straight from the beginning, like, because when I did my introduction, I'm mentioning like it already, here it looks like a gun, it already fires. I mean, their AI sensor bot probably at that point already shut down the stream. So looks like these things have to go through these cartridges. They went through this, you know, skin layer, but I think they also need to go into the main body. So we're asking a lot out of those pieces. So it's good that we're we finish those cartridges, that we salvage them, because we absolutely need them for connecting this skin. Wow. We also need those C23s, which just backed out, meaning they didn't go in. I tried to push down the whole piece, and the C23s popped out, which means they weren't catching. It's going to be tricky getting this on. And this was going to be the last piece I do tonight, so I could just pretend it's on and then make the connections off screen and then show up tomorrow with it attached. And I might resort to that, but let's give it one or two more shots of getting it to attach tonight before we resort to trickery. That I just got 2 back pins in. Let's go for 3. Let's go for 4. The 4th one's not going. I got 3 of them in. Oh, 4th one in. All right. Let's get the front ones in. It's got to be doable, right? Well, none of them in so far. Or are they? Yeah. No, they're not in. At least not completely. But I think we're going to put nails, screws through those holes. And I think those are going to help a lot. Let's see if that's the next instruction. It's probably not. We probably have to build the handle first. But if it is the next instruction, maybe we'll do it before signing off. No. It's not. So let's just say we're going to pick up 3/8 tomorrow. So I think it looks pretty good. Still missing a handle. We haven't seen it successfully fire yet, though we believe that it will. I'm John Rapp. This is Just Rest Your Eyes. Good night, and see you tomorrow.